Nice Daily News Show. Today is February 21st. I'm Kenan Gasson, and today we're filming live from our Nice Daily News Show. May Bailey do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Please, this is really important to honor the people in our nation. You may now be seated. Now we have Gigi Guzman doing the weather.
To be a high of 47 and a low of 30.
Question of the day. If you could have a second chance at life, what would you come back as? I'll give you time to discuss your question. Okay.
Every year in February, America celebrates Black History Month. But have you ever stopped and wondered, why is it in February? Let's find out on today's episode of It hasn't gone unnoticed on the internet that Black History Month also just so happens to fall on the shortest month of the year. Coincidence? I think not. But luckily, not for a bad reason. February became Black History Month, not because it's shorter than any other month, but because a couple of important figures happen to have February birthdays. You see, the idea goes all the way back to the mid-1920s, when a historian named Carter G. Woodson worked with an organization to create what they called Negro History Week. Mr. Woodson didn't like that most school textbooks at the time either minimized or all-out ignored much of Black history in the U.S. and the contributions of all kinds of Black historical figures. So he decided to take matters into his own hands and help raise awareness. He worked with a nonprofit group to organize the event, landing on the second week of February, hoping it would help raise awareness for all these lost stories. Why the second week of February specifically? Well, Woodson picked that week because of two big birthdays, Abraham Lincoln on the 12th and Frederick Douglass on the 14th. Lincoln gave the Emancipation Proclamation, which declared that all enslaved people were free. And Frederick Douglass was a former slave and an abolitionist who was a powerful speaker and writer on African American issues before, during, and after the Civil War. Both men were iconic figures, and both had birthdays the same week. So, to Carter G. Woodson, it seemed like a no-brainer. At first, declaring a specific week to learn the history of Black Americans was more or less ignored in some parts of the country, while others took to it right away. It took some time, but over the years, mayors, school districts, and colleges around the country started to recognize it more and more. Over time, the groundswell of interest helped the holiday grow to the point where students at Kent State University in 1969 proposed the idea of a Black History Month. They built off the back of the week-long occasion and decided to make the entire month of February a chance to learn about Black history. The event took place on the school's campus in February of 1970. The idea spread and fast. Just 6 years later, President Gerald Ford officially recognized Black History Month as part of the Bicentennial, a series of celebrations for America's 200th birthday. So, why is February Black History Month? Well, definitely not because it's the shortest month of the year, but to recognize two iconic figures in U.S. history, who happen to be born in February. So 28 days might make the shortest month, but it's plenty of time to learn, just like Carter G. Woodson always wanted.
Unfortunately, that is it for today. If you'd like to share any information that you might have, please send the information to the MS Daily News Show on Google Chat/Gmail. Till next time, take care and have a great day. And as Ms. Cove says, get your learning on!
What was that?